After our glib.
Woo! Yeah. Hell yeah.
Instead of introductions, I'm just gonna like play 5 seconds of the song from Shuffle from my glib summer on Wii playlist. First we have Jim Burley, who's amazing.
Woo!
And let's see what song. Let's see what song.
Yeah, let's see what happens here.
Pastels. Check My Heart by Pastels.
Wow.
Nice.
Jim! Great to be with you guys. Happy to be celebrating National Food Book. This one's called Get in the Van. If you smell burning toast, is that an orgasm or an aneurysm? I get those confused. I hear your voice. I feel you in everything. Pierced titties taste like house keys. I threw up on Wolf Blitzer at the presidential debate. Do you go to the movies? I wish I was married so I could commit adultery. It puts the lotion in the basket. Summer is slipping away. You're a hot dog in a hurricane. It's just me and Aubrey Plaza on a roof deck throwing drinks at each other, flaming drinks. I wonder what life is supposed to be all about. The broken monkey pieces scattered everywhere. Everyone's out billing me, or I'm the only one who hears that. She was like, I want to have a baby, and I was like, a human baby? Surrender, Toto. There's lingerie on the deck. Blown out the airlock, black hair rolled in dried blood. It's hotter than melted butter in the mouth of a dead clown. Muting all my thirst traps, posts and stories. I said, get in the van. This one's called Little Debbie. I was going to send it to my mom. Little Debbie. The art of mass shooting, fancy feast on my good bra. Ruth Bader Ginsburg having a wonderful time reading Hillary Clinton's emails. This is the way the world ends, the musical. During sex, I like to think about getting the Wi-Fi password. Some light Mark Zuckerberg choking, not reciprocating. A saxophone solo on the dark web, turning poor people against each other. The magic of hot, dark goblin ears. Morgan Freeman's voice judging everyone. Dark emotions. Voldemort flying in on a tiger made of lightning. Falling in love with poetry and peeing a little bit. Dead birds everywhere. This one's called Pink Glock. Pink Glock. Upside down lusts, tarot card. I forgot to turn the clocks back. I've got something to say. Oh, this is a song. I've got something to say. I killed your poem today. Nude America. We cheer against the kids in Willy Wonka's factory, even though he's a rich asshole. Nubile beast held aloft. I'm like if Shemp and Curly did it, but didn't have a baby. Another mediocre Marvel movie could be your life. The death of all small presses. They still got payphones. They cost $1 a minute. 12-foot scepter made of bone. I do choose doom. My friends call me Eater of Worlds. Join our cult now. I can't escape my body. I'm literally a prisoner inside it. Petite orgasm. You'll die first or I will. I just want to know if I'm still going to be a person next week. Like how chock full of nuts coffee doesn't have any nuts. This one's called Blood on Your Saddle. Fire tonight in the Reichstag. Threats written in chemtrails. We need a French Revolution. My password is assword. My safe word is safe weird. Dying like a medieval peasant to own the libs. That's why every day I shoot a single bullet into the sun. Only the weak shall die in my economy. Your prime benefits are on hold due to a billing issue. This one's called Down by the Riverside. Forsooth, for they are drinking margaritas. Is this your last chance to pray? Gonna lay down my sword and shield. Did the vice president murder the Pope? We're just asking questions. I can't find my pants. I'm sleeping on the couch like I'm J.D. Vance. I'm sketchy as fuck. My lawyer's pro bono. Don't rank Eric Adams or Andrew Cuomo. Vladimir, stop! No, Piper, no! Gonna put on my long white robe. You are now in violation of Yale's policies regarding free expression. White light, white heat, white people watching White Lotus. Roses are red, violet cannot be afforded. Do not retaliate, and you will be rewarded. Give my regards to the brainworm. The Pope Mobile lost the wheel. They probably would have put me in a home. Home, Schmeg? Am I doing this right? Find me on OnlyFans. You appeared in recent searches. I'm convinced that we can walk through walls, not just me, anyone. And I got one more. It's called Dead Grandma. Dead Grandma poem. A super soaker full of Count Chocula, depression napped as mistress commands, mysterious forces, heteronormativity on mushrooms, a funny, sexy time at Panda Express, wet Adderall dreams, consensual self-loathing, wizard prison music. Thank you very much.
Woo!
Yeah! Give it up again for Jim Behrle.
Yeah.
And next we have Ariel Joyce So. I'm so excited to hear her read and see what song. How do you invite me?
Great song.
Every Sunday I go to Hollywood.
Give it up for Ariel.
Woo!
Hello. Thank you so much for having me here. It's such a wonderful night of poetry. I'll read a few poems, and then I'll read from the longer hybrid piece. This first one is called My Life in Germination. It has a couple quotes by Hidden Hedinian. The first one is, much of childhood is spent in a manner of waiting. And later you'll find, though moments are no longer so colored. I'm excited to read this one because it's a bit anecdotal and it has my sister in it. And I have two older sisters, one who just had a baby, so I'm a new aunt.
Wow. Woo.
Alright. My life in germination. Whether a memory or made-up scene, I envision the outdoor steps I tripped over, the way oral history tripped me over its cracks. Much of childhood is spent in a manner of waiting. My sister asked me to attempt her name when I was old enough to speak. 7 too many letters. Instead, I muttered the first letter twice. T-T, a nickname that stuck. Years later, a mute man would come by our apartment and ring the doorbell to sell his art. Though I was afraid to greet strangers, Dad bought his painting, hung it on our wall. A Chinese goddess wearing pure silk white to cover herself. When the bloom unfolded again some years later, scenarios did too, as relics. Pink teenage hoodie, empty bathroom stall, the autumn breeze, the hallway, the back door staircase, sturdied by hands at the recreational art center. Someone to adore me, unzipped, get home, dorm. The moments are no longer so colored. The sky split into 3 braids and I forget now which year is what. The second poem I'll read is Tender White Desk. It's titled After Tender Buttons by Gertrude Stein. I wrote this when the news just came out about the couple on their van life journey who had documented their travels on social media. Gabby Petito, who disappeared, and it was found out later that she was actually killed by her own fiance. So I wrote this in response. Tender White Desk. My old boss never used an exclamation mark to assert himself, never a flinch of changing inflections. This was supposed to be about the dentist, how I unwittingly grind my teeth during sleep. I watched a cop's body cam, crying, blonde girl, a defensive white male. But I am a nobody. If you think women are prone to hysteria, I'll call 911 to wait for a dead body to appear. A public comment read, "It takes 7 times to leave. Like a cat, I survived all 9 lives. Cry me a river. River flows in you, a song my ex ruined, the way his invisible hands played it on the piano, an ending note sprawled over my body, invasion of I, this goddamn river of leaving, where he pretended to dip his toes in, yet came crawling back. This third poem is called Saturday Dawn, and it's a tribute to one of my favorite poets, Gary Soto. His poem is called Saturday at the Canal, and in it I reference a line of his, white tipped but dark underneath, racing out of town. Saturday Dawn. From the grapevine there are wind-borne whisperings of regret landing into another corridor where it doesn't belong, an affair, the campus professor, or a candlelit dinner at dark. The two boys in Soto's poem yearning to drift off into a river, white-tipped but dark underneath, racing out of town. Between two unlikelies, I have often been lazy, walking in contradiction with the wrong shoes. An acquaintance overhears a girl's abortion. That too grows lost in abundance of talk. Distance is my scapegoat for failing at love. A boy keeps asking what I want. I don't answer, the seeds of a dandelion vanishing from the first puff of air. Next, I'll read the first page of a longer piece. It's hybrid, so prose poetry, and it's titled My Ghost. Yesterday, I happened to be on the same ferry as Charlie Kaufman. He was standing there like a regular person, though he wrote one of the best screenplays ever. The main characters, once so intertwined, erase their memories of each other. You and I know how the story ends. This has nothing to do with you. It drizzled, damp patches of olive green. Even my appetite had nothing to do with you, though I craved shelter to keep from being soaked. Recently, I read that monarch butterflies migrate every winter from Canada to Mexico, making a sharp eastward turn over Lake Superior, as if something were blocking their path. Turns out there used to be a mountain blocking their way. While it's been eroded for generations, their bodies remember what isn't there, veering eastward and south again. By ritual, the butterflies follow a timeless path, imprinted in muscle and exoskeleton. Wouldn't you have wanted me to think it was my fault, my body against forgetting? I blame the past. I blame the past like a ceaseless entity who begs to migrate. That is how I remember, how I depart and keep traveling south despite the ghost of you. My body, the map of spurring its own flight, skinned into a blank archive. And then I'll finish off with some more excerpts from that manuscript. They are visual poems right across the page. There's a line from one of Brenda Shaughnessy's poems, The Octopus Museum. The line is, "What was it you said that made me think I was like you once?" An after image travels 24,901 miles across the circumference of my planet's skull. The reason I keep returning like a dog. When rationality came knocking, my various selves made me irresolute to a fault. My body's weight asked to topple over. My friends implicated me into your equation because there were no other suspects, no motives or weapons found, only bodies. Why did you make me into a spectacle? You, the enigmatic artist, I at the museum's pale crater dust, joining debris. Implied question if you were wiped clean of me, as raw as an unrefined grain of rice. If, then, to abide by your rules of rotation in the corner, wooden buildings, white sheets melting away, to flip over in bed, the childish awakening, the backward unfolding. What was it you said that made me think I was like you once? I was convinced our coincidences made us similar, compatible. In reverse, I was living in a roofless house with spiders the size of my room. The birch trees dangling from my ceiling as speckled frost. You, a pocket to draw close. News traveling west and a tongue tangled with the brain's gut. Thank you.
Woo!
Give it up again for Ariel. That was beautiful. And next we have the wonderful Filip Marinovich.
Woo!
Let's see what song. I Can't Stop by the Sharpens. Give it up for Philip.
Woo!
Thank you, Ashley. Thanks for having us. So, I'm going to read some pieces from a elegy that I'm writing for Alice Notley, who is a great poet and is also my teacher. It's called La Notley. La Notley 9. At the corner of Courtly Love and Death Drive, the skull of the cat in the hat, still wearing his red and green top hat. Grief is hunger. Grief hungers. It makes you want to stuff yourself full of everything. Food, cum, drugs. Not necessarily in that order. Cum, food, drugs. I see people in the window. I can't go in. I go in through the open window. The veranda adventures begin. A muck in my guts. Inured. A nerd. The inured nerd. Dear nerds, we're here to outsource our grief to each other. Hooray curves. Peekaboo. Do you see it? What color is balance? What color is Alice? The roots, the thick rotundity of the world, ditties now broadcast through my radio monobrow swirl. Whirl. A whirl. Carousel beside Brooklyn Bridge, lit up for the dead. Unisex, layered, haircuts, color, 10% off. Systemic racism poisons the word color at every turn. How to even write color. Red, yellow, and blue. These are the names of the primary colors. Kindergarten songs of Der Erlkönig, the Elf King of Death. Green, orange, and purple. I don't remember the song to remember the secondary colors. I feel purple. I am that lilac atrophying out of trophy husbands and oxygen. From giving so much oxygen, where did I go? I'm late to meet you, stuffed stew in my mouth. Where are the bumblebees used to visit me in yellow and black striped pajamas? Buddies, bodies, limbic system. The heartbeat goes by itself and needs encouragement. When a teacher dies, the heart wants to suicide in a bucket of iced martinis. The heart surfaces, sees the face before it was born, on every surface equally. The countertop of the kitchenette in the efficiency apartment. Okay, I'll say it. Hovel, hovel, hovel. The storm hovel, where we transform into infundibuliform plant life undersea, way undersea, the fire in earth core. What color is it? Does it discriminate as it arises? Flaming flesh dinosaurs. Lenotli 6. What's to be done cold is my shelf overcoat on right. I can't get up from night desk until I'm midday bright. Kanzeon, kanzeon, seon. Yo butsu and jon and kanzeon, bon and kanzeon. I always thought that was bon and kanzeon, as if one could ever do anything but that. In this brief stay between rafts, one is the raft. Teach what you can. Go meet Gabriella, Angel Bethesda Bath Fountain. Spring at that lily pad sun hat, photosynthesis raft. Seas are seizures here inside raft of inflatable skin. You are that. The continuing continuance poem. The continue nuage. The continue la neige. The continue snow of the poem is to interrupt it. The only flow exists in as through interruptions. Interruption muse. All else is locking oneself in one's chair and going nowhere. Short fuse fugue. I want continuity through interruptions. Tuning to it now. Friendship is never an interruption, only this time frame sharpener focuser. Gabriella Central Park Fountain Visit presents now a morning grief show, flower pink lotus rising from a lily petal desk now. The lily pad desk amp I'm at now is at me and all throughout me now. How owly, snow owl, waltz and barley. But no more beer sunlight now, windowing. No more windows and widowers now. The owl lights move through the Moscow, New York, Hudson, East River, Neva now. Or the Neva, as you say it. Never, 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 never. The never owl comes, the scissorical snips away your doldrum bangs. Fly free now, airshaft light. Little brass dragon by lapis paperweight blue before the desk stage right speaker. Blessed sound, glissando, blowing through, blowing out, twin candlewick speakers now. Tapers of cloud, tapers of cloud, tapers of cloud. Lenotli 7. Somehow when you did it, it wasn't panic. It is a calm trance to listen to more opera, to approximate it. No approximation possible. Let your grief come out snow. Don't take this from yourself. Let's have it. Flake, irrefutable, irreducible. Under microscope, crystals, uniqueness taught in kindergarten. Grief was inconceivable, was it? Also, it's not the worst thing. It's releasing lots of love throughout everybody as we grieve together now. Fine, but I don't want to participate in the social media grief Olympics. Fine, shut them off. Turn to the books and teach the works. Only what you naturally gravitate to. Yes, and now mourning becomes a wonderful way of organizing your time, the time you are organizing yourself in time being now. Ouch. Owls. Bow, wow, 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 he said. He spoke, and the glass of water was drinking blood from his forehead. The third eye tears streaming backwards onto the top of his head, so he could know he is them. Despite the seeming knowing, the plagues of conditioning taught you, breakthrough into now chant. What does your chants know? Gabriella Snow, Bethesda Fountain, Angel Show, Lily Lotus Pad Amp Glow, now to go. Oh, 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 that Shakespearean rag, it's so elegy tent, so magnificat whisker shed, bloodshed it, in the ton shed, tonnage, edge. Why did you say you were worried about Alan's soul after he died and dreamed of it? I don't know. Why wouldn't I? You. Why wouldn't I, you? I can do things that make me the poem. As a way of mourning, it's on me. The poem, life. Poem, my responsibility. Sybil, I am the Sybil, not hanging upside down. And shriveled from a cave gate cage, I am the Sybil, fully health and singing. The Sybil responsibility to be myself in this amazeballs hurl welt. And if so, perhaps I am myself again. The scissorical speaks again. Interruption is nen. Interruption is also thought moment nen. Thought after thought arises in the mind. Thought moment is the mind. Do not attach to interruption. I bent down over do not. How 10 commandments? What are the bent commandments? Just this night shift will tell us. In road daylight, the swaying sea plant like light is us. You, they, he, she, it, one, them. No severance package. Severance ice age. Damage. Edge bathers by the edge of the Seine. Where is Senlan? Dove in. E is there now. Hi E, or it's evening there. And know you, know me, know we. Just this before we were born. Blowing, wing, billowing, bill, wing, capital, crane, cranium, craniumberless. Wishing you good travels. Alice. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, shaver. Nature of Saturn. Yeah.
Give it up for Philip.
Woo!
That was beautiful. Rest in peace, Alice. Coming up next is Michy Woodward. You can get a copy of her chapbook. That's the very Nature of Saturn from Bottle Cap Press in the bookstore after if you want. Let's see what's another Phoenix song. Jay Ward Phoenix. Give it up for Michy.
Yeah.
Oh, I can watch it. Yeah, that's great.
Sorry. Yeah.
Hi guys, I'm Michy. I'm really happy that Ashley asked me to be here on this rainy day. I am a huge fan of Glib. It's one of my favorite books I've read in a while. And I think you just have like such a punchy voice, and I'm really excited to follow your career, like genuinely. But I'm just gonna read a few poems. This is from my chapbook that came out last fall. And then I'll read a couple new things. Wait, okay. This one is called Hot Girls. I trust that my trust in hot girls is untrustworthy like the trust I placed in 2008 when Hillary Duff single-handedly ended homophobia in that That's So Gay PSA. I had braces then, the rubber bands on my mouth went pop, a cultural reset, closing the gap of my overbite and fear. Hot girls who ask you if you want some candy in an unmarked van, yeah, I'll trust them. Kinda like the way I trusted my hot tattoo artist who was a hot girl as if being hot is the only skill needed to ink in Miami. It's supposed to be a cat, but it looks like a gun. Black blob, side boob, permanent like forever. Oh my god, yeah, I love it. Fuck, I hope the next girl I fuck doesn't think I stand the NRA. I just keep trusting hot girls who are hot enough to make me trust them. I'm tired of hot girls with tummy issues. They're so tired and trustworthy. My therapist says the last hot girl I trusted was a narcissist. She never went to therapy. Hot girls never go to therapy. They're too hot for self-reflection, unless it's in front of a mirror, I guess. Hot girls hungry for prey. Hot girls killing boys for fun. Hot girls named Medusa. Hot girls with unskilled advantage. Hot girls pretending to care. Hot girls in the Heartbreak Hotel. Hot girls I've trusted who've hurt me. Hot girls I secretly hope will like me. Hot girls posing as mistakes. Hot girls until I learn my lesson. Hot girls until they're canceled. This next one is called We Used to Be a Society. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 1 We used to be a society, and then we got priced out for the intolerable psychobabble breakups and the horny homoerotic situationships and the Tesla military-industrial complex, triple park next door, and the war on overpriced thrifting, because why should I tell you where I bought this, and the dimensions of the D-pop, re-pop, girly pop remix, and the ethical rise and fall of non-monogamy, and the God, what have you done, and the liberals turning camo hats for profit, and the lesbian renaissance like, well, affair is so back, but where was it when I needed it most, and the fallacy of the top shortage as if I don't exist, and the obsession with attachment styles like I don't tell anyone on the first date I'm obviously anxious, and the emission of vicarious baby girls who use Hinge for batting practice, and the overzealous sticker sleeve tattoo girls getting Annie's mac and cheese tied on their forearms, and the Olympics for the stay-at-home boyfriends who like breakdancing and synchronized swimming, and the Ozempic working hard for those games, America's favorite least politicized needle, and the Real Housewives arrested for materialism and the targeted direct-to-consumer Botox ads, I'm not even 30 yet, and the neurodivergent sense of belonging, did I mention I have ADHD, and the RX script written by ChatGPT, and the influencers sponsored by Lexapro, and the SSRIs as the new gateway drug, and the Instagram story Lex is courting, and the muting as a form of self-care, edging us towards something shiny and hollow like a gentrified orgasm. Okay. This one is called Tiger Bomb. The sky slipped beneath her feet, and stars drenched in rings of gold cradled her. I satisfied the sweetness until early morning, listened to Victoria Monet lulled by the sound of rain, a flirtatious marriage of teasing and giving in, slowness as opposition to wildfire, her sighs so gentle it felt like knowing the softness of snow in a flurry of temporary respite. Hiding under the covers, giggling, pancakes and pie at 1 a.m., the popcorn I place in her lap, the contents of her Telfar bag, the lies we tell ourselves, the knowing feeling, I'm rooting for us in every season. And then the last one that I'm going to read I wrote today, and it's called Tower Records. It's about an interaction I had with someone yesterday when I had on my Tower Records shirt. Okay, Tower Records. I met a guy who told me Tokyo is like power washing New York, except the opposite of New York, with no bad smells and no car horns, and just like way more advanced than New York, and clean, just completely clean and completely unlike New York, but still like New York bar at the Park Hyatt, which made you think you were Bill Murray drinking Suntory, but instead you're a weeb cosplaying a white guy fascinated by the culture. And culturally, I'm uninterested in your cultural experience with my culture and the acute subculture of your fascination with my hatred of your culture, which isn't weird but creepy derogatory. It's all a fantasy. I'm a blow-up doll in a yellow Tower Records shirt that you dreamed about striking a conversation with, validating how the Tower Records in Shibuya is better than the one in Shinjuku. But the way you say Shinjuku is embarrassing. Fuck you, weeb. Fuck you, white guy on the Lower East Side.
Yeah, for Michy, that was really fun. Really great. I loved getting to like hear you read your poetry. That was really great. And next we have Matt Proctor. Let's see what song. Will it be a Finn Wolfhard song? No, it's now. Give it for Matt.
Thank you, Ashley. Congratulations again. This is an amazingly curated. I want to just call attention to that. Give it up for everybody. This is really containing multitudes. So I'm just going to read from my Cosmopolitan Micro Diaries. It's for Ashley. It's called Some Things I Know About Her. 5/9/25. The skyscrapers wrote our poems all century. I wasn't trying to get fired, so I wrote my name in it, including the time, which appreciated into something later. They pay me to lead, not to read. Well, I guess that's not strictly true. In Jazz City, I have to use the chamber pot. The math told me to do it, so I did the math. Ashley's always asking me to take the picture from a higher angle. Every day is her birthday. Look, the strawberries make a heart. I like heart strawberries. Always mix up David Hogg with Charlie Kirk. Rise of the Meatloaf, mashed potatoes, at war with all of Poetry Incorporated. Bookmark Ragged Lion with SD card featuring Ron Padgett reading that he's sending detailed emails about uploading. Endless Creed Factory, Morrissey doing stand-up between the songs. Wind moves through the venue, like how in Audible Detonation with Lothar we found out Canary in a Coal Mine and Get Out of Denver are the same melody. Scrounging every thrift store on the coast for a pair of shoes that fit. White collar scale to be born. I was just out of the woods when the bear came to town. Ordering a cheeseburger that's not on the menu. Edited for time. Place oneself in a body outside time. I used to live here. Feel free to talk about this. Can you put the white sauce on your cheek? Saying 6 words true? They're playing Akon on the oldie station. I've had 7 drinks, but I'm like fine. My eyes are cut up with visions of light. The timers go off, and the bomb doesn't detonate. Chopping the silver out, I'm too tired to go to sleep. Life is my picture. Talking about the Pope with Eileen Miles. Flying into Teterboro. How did you run out of water when it rained? Grabbing Dubai chocolate at the bodega with Ashley. The earliest pink. I liked it when my mom used to cut my hair when I was a kid, even though she thought it looked bad. I thought that it looked original. One time my grandma cut my ear while she was cutting my hair. I was sitting in the high chair. They put lotion on it, but it never healed. Live out your dumb days pledging to be funky. It's our job to fill their shoes. My new book gets me out of this restaurant. Ashley's launch taught me not to mourn. Stealing a look, we're all possible scene partners. I wish I was an extrovert. There's so much opportunity. I'm glad that the first famous person who was nice to me was Eileen Miles. I'm over it, draping the cloth, trailing Zager and Evans down West Broadway. Then they turn into Peter and Gordon, one-hit wonder that went on world tour playing every club in Jersey. This guy's head was in the way for a lot of it. What's on your mind? A lot of my best writing is travelogues. I'm a travel writer like Rick Steves, Conan O'Brien. Reading your poetry at open mics is a great way to meet each other. Your experience is structural. A big cocktail party repartee Algonquin round red room bathtub salon. Sayonara sushi bar. Second unconsecutive sweeping it back under the rug. 2 ladies walking down Bleecker. My son is a slob, but his wife is a super slob. I'd like to take the train across the country, from one side of the continent to the other, to Chicago, through San Francisco, the Rockies, Oklahoma, wherever the hell it goes. Is airmail still open? Put on Flight with Denzel Washington, The Craft, free with ads, writing the same day over and over again. We all bear the wounds of what has befallen us. I watched it in the afterlife. Somewhere my name is Matt Matthews. What the hell is a Matthew? It's from the Bible, meaning poetry is a dirty habit. It's Bible for scribe, a little bit here and there. At least they didn't call me phrase collector. Huntley was friends with Mark Strand. Used to visit him once a month for dinner and talk at his townhouse in Chelsea. Minutes snow into the now. Do you have a problem with that? Pass the tomatoes and cucumbers. You might be a redneck if you remember who Jeff Foxworthy was. Good night, midnight. I've seen you out in the world. Bro, these are about to exist. Nothing to be afraid of. All of the lights on the 4th floor are out. A line of windows, 6 black, sucked into themselves with visitations of grief. Preparing for the trip, the sink is not dead. Where would be the first place you would come? Why this place? Of course, 40 years ago, 101 St. Mark's Place, with replacement stoop for a lion. My old memories chase me around. Landing on these shores as a buckwheat theater major with an English degree to boot. My own life comes in place of theirs. I'm glad I spent it here. She was so alive, it's hard to believe she could be dead. Mystically drawn to the actor's steps, 2P pod. I don't think I've ever had a Camel Blue. Lightest cigarette you could ever smoke, except for a Virginia Slim. The stratosphere of being alive. Staying out all night in a cafeya, master plan Odessa every other day, a music festival, techno trance, best food you've ever eaten, all free. All chip, no shoulder. Never noticed these beautiful tumbling magenta flowers and trumpet vines crowding the rails of the staircase. A crucial link to the past, lost before we could get their speech down. Have you had one of the great lives? Traveling, consorting with all the major figures of the age, eating well, contributing magnificently to the great currents of human behavior. Watch Seinfeld.net reminds us Newman's at the post office, corner of 4th and 11th. Adventures of me on drums. Spend all my money on clothes, estimating the distance between neither here nor there. My pen is dying like a life, getting weaker at the end. I'll read the poems now of when I sleep. I couldn't repaint the arbor in the rain. I sprayed pesticide everywhere. If you want to smoke till you explode in the travel manual, leg wrestling internally, turn your heart off. Somehow I am a wandering town. Drained all the water from his body. His heart stopped for 10 minutes. Church bells rang out and the air was flooded with flying birds. Absconded with a copy of Pope's translation and couplets of the Iliad, which I never could find and looked for years, from a sushi restaurant in Pasadena. This restaurant has books on the wall. I'm writing one right now. Is there anything I can steal? Scenes from a Life 70mm roadshow. Rusty dumpster broken half on the Frito Rossi. No point in saving it now. Look for it on the floor where I dropped it. Every once in a while a missile falls. Belly's in the cloud. Ashley's headlining Club Wonder on Club Random with Club Brandon. Her décolletage is a link to a bygone era. Ready for 8 months, Tuesday and Wednesday. Glib Backyard Festival. Surpassing me in the ratings. Almost getting paid to be in the audience of Gutfield's game show. I don't remember the storyline. Crater in my tooth beneath the gum line. Palindrome days for 1 week backwards and forwards. On bedtimes out, indentured to rich people with clout. My friends in the movies, dead ends then they move on. I just said that. The past lay dying in the house. I pretended it was an ocean, vertical in the snow. What's the weather supposed to be like today? The end will not end. Merging the birds with the words. Hey, I thought of that myself. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you, Matt. That was beautiful. I guess it's my turn. Thank you all for coming. And all the readers were so amazing. But yeah, if you want a copy of Glib, find me after. I'm going to read a few poems from it, but let me see what song they can use. Let me see what song I got. Morning trains like mirrors by start with Vacation Award. I watched the seagulls on my dress and the bike laughing at me. I spilled my guts to everyone. You can read the Bible, but you'll never win the war. I strummed the same 3 chords, expecting new hurricane on Valentine's Day. 2 + 2 doesn't equal pink. Neither does wearing sunglasses to the club. And since I'm wearing my fish pants, I'm going to read 5 Months on the Go. I find new songs from old ones. 5 Months on the Go by Dear Nora came on once to fall is not to fail ended, then followed me on the train as pale pink clouded the sky. The houses along the Hudson remind me of Half Moon Bay. I want to read the boat names, but they're still covered for winter. Only trees reveal themselves. We finished Palo Alto at 4 a.m. because of daylight savings. I was asleep for most of it. I had too much pride to admit I was high, so I stared at a blank page. 5 months on the go, and I don't know where I am right now. I was on this 514 train in October. I had just met a poet who never replied to the playlist I made him. I didn't know Bernadette Mayer back then, couldn't find grapefruit, so I settled for acorn. Did sky piece from the ground, whispered my name to a pebble, Penelope still has it. I told the poet I want to intertwine music with the intimate. Our soundtrack's coming from my Marshall speaker, an underground bunker in Williamsburg, El Quixote's overhead sound system, the poet's PA, KGB Red Room, Penelope's car, her Alexa, Lenny K at Algonquin. My world is turned upside down. Last time we went to behrle, I didn't know who I should be for Halloween. The poet declined Bella Ciao and played SNL closing song. I went home as Annie Hall and closed my eyes to wake up for school. Every adult sounded like one on Charlie Brown. I threw muffins at the wrong people. November led to sharing the poet's futon. I did everything for the bit. Waited for the year to pass. I saw the poet's noise show, but that was sincere. I was the only one who danced. In San Francisco, I retraced the steps that I took when I was younger, to Noriega and Haight on the bus, then I stepped out into the fog. I got a pin that reads, outpatient at the teenage art ward, back home in the fog. I only know it in fragments. Strawberry lemonade, ketchup stains, bonfire minus the fire, waiting, 55 degrees may as well be spring. Skimmed contact is what they call orange wine, but we go for the white. I found a use for color. I haven't written anything honest in 5 years. With NyQuil stained lips, I finally doubled the children's dose. I keep a gold star around my neck. It's my only consistent trait. I spent hours in coffee shops pretending to work. Now all those coffee shops are closed. I can't climb the tidal waves at the park anymore. I annoy my friends at Amoeba. Why didn't I bring my fish pants? I forgot that I could tickle someone. I woke up to the poet on my twin bed with my heart transferred onto his temple. He called my music twee. I whistled in the same color as New Year's Day, overlooking a waterfall. I'd like another tuna sandwich. My world is turned upside down. I reassembled my childhood with Eddie at 12th Street Ale House. We laid out the ocean with our hands. I like the long beep when my dryer ends. Beep. This one is called Cumby's Parking Lot Blues. I am alone and nostalgia isn't what it used to be. I don't pine over memories like child lamenting a lost stuffed whale. I drink and forget, like how I'll drink and forget the sockless man's foot. I don't see the hand that opens the unlocked door, the hand that lifts my white skirt, the hand that turns into a fist. I don't feel blue anymore. I don't shout or scream. The loading truck backs up anyway. I always thought a gas nozzle looked like a gun. And then I'm going to read a few new poems. This one is called Microskirt. I keep running into the spilled, rancid blue slushy, matcha green puddle in my brandy mini skirt and campus boots. I'm thinking it's giving open mic at an open mic, waiting for you to go on. Adrian Brody is looking for the yummy cheese. You are my New York Genesis. I think a room service burger would heal me. I'm not an addict, I'm a connoisseur. It's Lent, but I'm adding something new to give up every day. First it was fries, then overspending, next pastries, now pizza. Somehow always on the precipice of existing somewhere for only 2 weeks at a time. Soon I'll be 6 hours behind. In middle school, I'd get dress coded by the vice principal, who'd say, "I can see your pussy. Why were you looking?" TikTok thinks the video of me twirling is resonating. Am I resonating with you? And my last one is called Truck, Train, Tractor. Partied my way into debt. Dropout genius, glib summer is in full swing. Eileen requested the Penguins, although we aren't in Brooklyn. Wine bar to wine bar, fuck this. I just want pedals. And to see you ride by with a messenger bag over your shoulder carrying Cortazar's worlds merge into mine. I used to ride tractors through sunflower fields. Now I'm engaged in a psychodrama that changes every day. Poems make the perfect pocket novel. Thank you. And give it up again to everyone who read. You can get my book, Glib, and you can also get Michy's chapbook. And if anyone else has chapbooks, feel free. Play some music while we close out. But thank you all for coming.
All right, Ashley, good job.